Right, because I know with Upper Street, it was one guy from the British group 911, one guy from the pop group Steps, and Bradley, the guy from S Club 7.
Yeah, and there was another guy from this group called Another Level.
Oh, the group that did Alone No More and they covered Silk's Freak Me.
Yeah. And actually, Freak Me, we did in our live show when I was in Upper Street, so that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But really talented guys, and the show was nothing like you see over here. It wasn't like, everyone crying and moaning. And it ended up being 4 guys because we fired the guy from Steps because he couldn't sing or dance or write or anything.
So basically, he was just there.
He was just there, but he was gone quick. He was gone within 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically, 4 guys like having a blast, trying to make the best music we possibly could, and the show is hilarious, got some drama. I'm really proud of it. I went over there blind because I've turned down every reality show in America. All the VH1 shows, I won't do anything here because I'm not going to subject my kids to being on a show that's going to degrade me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or make me look bad. And, I figured, look, no one will see it over there if it's bad.
Right.
And it ended up being great. So, it was a great experience for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, what was your take when you saw Jordan on the Surreal Life?
Oh, man, that show is kind of like the last... It's kind of like... it's kind of like almost saying goodbye to your career.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There's only a few people that come out of those shows on the positive side, like Flavor Flav. But that's him. That's just because he was him.
Right.
And no one has ever really known what a character that guy is. We hung out with him a lot, so I've always known he's like a great dude like that, funny and a character. But America didn't know that.
Right.
They just knew he was this dude in Public Enemy. So, those shows can be really, that's a tough decision to make, man. I mean, for me, it's easy because VH1 does a lot of shows like that, and MTV does too, where it just kind of harps on humiliation.
Right.
And that show is like that. They're putting a bunch of people that are kind of washed up on a show together in all hopes to revive their career.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't end up on the positive side of things, it can work against you. So for me, I would rather just say no.
Mm-hmm.
And move on to the next thing.
True. Now I know VH1, they're doing another show similar to what you did overseas called Man Band, where they have Chris from NSYNC, mm-hmm. Jeff from 98 Degrees, Rich from LFO, and Brian from Color Me Bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm friends with Rich and Chris, so I have been talking to them the whole way through the project. And, the lineup of the guys that I was with over in England was definitely a different... I mean, Dane Bowers from the group Another Level over in England is like an incredible singer. He's an incredible talent. So for me, it's a different thing. That's like... I don't know about that, man.
Right.
I mean, I've already heard all about it, so I know what it's going to be. I already know what they've done, and I heard some of the music, and,
Is it good?
I think it's going to be interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be, but because of, the car crash elements. But I told Chris and Rich that before they, started doing it, that they probably would, because Chris is a really good guy, and Rich has been one of my best friends for years. And Rich just, he's recovering from leukemia.
Mm-hmm.
I told them both, you guys will probably be okay. I don't think it's going to be negative for you guys. The other 2 guys, I don't know. I know there was definitely a lot of talk about the guy from Calling Me Bad being involved in a bit of the drama on the show. So I think it's just going to be interesting.
Right. And speaking of Calling Me Bad, what was your take on them? Because, they were out around the same time. They came out in 91. Mm-hmm. I Want to Sex You Up blew up and you guys were still having your success with your phenomenon. So what was your take on Color Me Bad?
I mean, obviously that was a great tune, you know what I mean? But beyond that, there wasn't much more success they had. So I think they had like one or two other songs that did well, and they kind of came and went.
Right.
So it was like, while they were there, they was cool, and you know, I thought the music was good, but then it was gone pretty fast. So it's kind of one of them things, you know.
Right. And you're in Miami now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now Orlando was basically the site for the second generation of the teen pop phenomenon. So what was your take on Lou Pearlman basically taking this cue from what Maurice did? Because how I heard he created Backstreet Boys was that he rented a plane to you guys and he saw what you guys were doing. Was like, okay, 5 guys, sing, dance, let me try it.
I mean, obviously the dude's smart businessman, you know, as far as that goes. I mean, I don't know if you've heard or read now, but his whole empire has crumbled around him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I heard about some shady stuff about Lou Pearlman. Because NSYNC and Backstreet Boys with the contracts and all of that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot. I mean, that's just not how you do business. So as far as him building it up, he's genius. But the way he built it up, obviously, you know, goes against all ethics. You know, he obviously didn't have much. So, I mean, you know, at the time I thought it was incredible that he could do it with not just one group, but 2 groups, and also had Britney Spears in one of the groups. He had a girls group she was in.
Innocence.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, obviously the guy definitely had an eye for talent, you know, but you got to build it up the right way. There's enough money to go around, and I mean, especially when the groups get like that, there's plenty to go around, and, you know, no one needs to be that greedy.
Right. Now, with Maurice, like, I saw in New Editions Behind the Music that they were accusing Maurice of taking New Editions' money. Now, set the record straight on this. Did any financial stuff like that happen?
The only thing that ever happened between us and Maurice is that he got paid what he was contracted to be paid.
Mm-hmm.
So Maurice never stole any money from us, never did anything unethical. I can't say anything bad about Maurice aside from him wearing that general suit.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
Knock him out, but other than that.
Right. It was at that point where he got kind of full of himself. Like, yo, I done created New Edition and New Kids. I can make anybody star. Come on down to the mall, do a video in the video for your song booth, and I'll make you a star today.
Yeah, that was tough times because I was really hurt because he was basically saying we weren't talented. And, you know, just the training we went through and how we came up spoke for itself. And I let him know all along the way what an idiot he was. And he tried to make some other groups famous. He tried to do this dude, Rick West, be the next Elvis. And the kid couldn't even sing.
Tommy Page?
Well, he wasn't involved with Tommy Page. Tommy Page actually had a successful record, and then me and Jordan actually wrote a couple records for him. So that was a different thing, but he had this kid, Rick West. I don't even think that was his real name, but he said he was going to be the next Elvis, and he was going to sell more records than us.
Wow.
And obviously, he didn't do anything.
Wow.
So that was a tough period where I tell everyone, all along the way, even people now, money and fame affects everybody differently. And for me, I stayed living in my house, surrounded by my family, and it kept me grounded. For other people, it does different things. So
right.
That just is going to happen along the way, and you're going to lose friends, and, you know, you got to deal with things day to day.